It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. So Cleveland will get the first possession. Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. J.R. Smith and LeBron at the 2 and 3. Kevin Love out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Irving at the point. Kicks it out to Gibson. The dish to Gasol. Shot clock at 6. Inside. Dunleavy's shot is off. Bulls on D. James right side. Love outside. The 3. Chicago grabs the miss. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Smith for 3. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. And it's Butler missing. The Cavaliers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Here's Rose. LeBron with the block. Butler passes to Gibson. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team and the way they approach the game.
Chicago with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. And Gibson kicks to Rose. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
For Chicago, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. No good. And Cleveland will come the other way.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Gibson. And it's Brooks in for Rose. Gasol with the steal. Brooks again. Smith. Here's Mirotic. Thompson with the rebound.
The defense there got away with a major lapse. And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
And that one's good by Butler.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Here's James. Battles through traffic and lays it in. LeBron's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
And the first timeout of the game called for Chicago. Cleveland with a very strong year last year. They were a very solid team on the road, as most LeBron-led teams are.
Yeah, he's a special guy in terms of how he can elevate other players. Didn't start out hot on the road, but eventually got it together and ended up 22-19 away from home.
Changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Doug McDermott comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Jimmy Butler. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. Iman Shumpert is checked in for J.R. Smith. And it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Kyrie Irving.
And back to the Cavs and their road play. Teams with a lot of new players coming in can struggle early. It's especially evident when playing on the road.
Free throw good, Shumpert.
You talk about being streaky on the road. That's what the Cavs were. I mean, could rattle off 4 wins on the road in a row, then come back empty from their next road trip. They did seem, though, to get stronger and more steady as the season went on.
And both free throws good from Iman Shumpert.
And no doubt last season the Bulls were clearly preparing for the playoffs. They played their rookies but added a lot of playoff seasoned veterans to that roster.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Moore. Out of bounds. Cleveland will take possession. Portis, he's checked in for Noah. The Cavaliers trail by 5. And it's Shumpert penetrating. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup. So I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Justin Holiday's checked in for the Bulls. And both free throws good for Shumpert. The Bulls leading by 3. The pass to Mirotic. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Brooks outside. Holiday with the 3. And the Bulls get it back. And that is good. Portis has got his first points in this one.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage.
Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. It's Chicago. They lead by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Bulls.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Yeah, also something I like out of them so far, they're throwing their bodies around in the paint, and the physicality is taking its toll.
Rose is the 1 with Butler is the 2. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Dunleavy in the 3 spot. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter. Dellavedova dishes to Irving. A 3 ball. Count that one. The Bulls lead has been cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Dellavedova.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Rose attacking. Gibson passes to Dunleavy. 4 on the shot clock. Butler from outside. Rebound by Smith.
All the time in the world to get that one off. And listen, Cleveland were the favorites to win the Central Division last season. High expectations given they finished third in the Central in 2014. But that's just what adding LeBron can do for a team.
And Cleveland making a change here. Thompson's checked in. On defense, Chicago. They lead by 4. Just 5 on the clock. Irving kicks to Love. Smith for 3. That falls. Great assist by Love. Smith's got himself on the board with 3 there. Cleveland did win the Central, as you alluded to. Won 11 in-division games against what was a very tough division.
No easy opponents in that Central Division last year. 3 teams in the playoffs, and 1 was knocking on the door. The Cavs did what they needed to do to bring home the banner.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Chicago making some changes. Noah comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's E'Twaun Moore checking in for Dunleavy. Irving attacking. Noah with the block. It's taken away by Smith. Irving with the ball. Noah picks him up. Fires it up. Irving's shot is good.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Anytime your field goal percentage is in the high 50s, partner, you're doing something right.
Butler kicks to Moore. Bulls moving the ball around to end the drought. And he gets the bucket. Moore's got it all tied up now for the Bulls.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And did not seem happy about how things are going on right now, and maybe wants to make some changes.
I agree. I mean, just was not comfortable with the way things were set up at that particular time. And in that case, I think it's the right thing to do.
Bulls made the postseason for the 10th time in their last 11 seasons. Last year, they have become a fixture, Greg, in the playoffs in the East.
And how about last season, Kevin, had that interdivision matchup in their first round against up-and-coming Bucks. Some hiccups form in that series, but they were able to prevail.
Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Gasol. McDermott comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Williams with the steal. And now Williams running the floor all by himself.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up.
Here's Brooks. Excellent D there from Williams. Here's Moore. And again, no good by Chicago. And even 3-on-3 break. And that one's good, Shumpert.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
Bulls trail by 6. Noah the screen. Here's Moore. No good on the triple. And here are the Cavaliers. They're on a 16-3 run. Williams with the ball. Guarded now by Aaron Brooks. Outside jumper. Fires for 3. The basket is good off the assist from Williams. Williams is got 3 assists in the game. Cavs were poised to make a huge run last year in the playoffs, swept the Celtics in the first round, but it cost them.
Yeah, and even though they did get that sweep, they lose Kevin Love for the rest of the way, and that put a big hurdle in their quest for the title.
Chicago calls timeout.
No denying it, injuries were a big part of the storyline in the Cavs postseason. Fortunately, LeBron James was otherworldly after the first round. Took care of the Bulls, then went on to sweep the Hawks to get back to the finals.
Portis is checked in for the Bulls. Justin Holiday comes in for E'Twaun Moore. Here is Brooks. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And for the Cavs last season, their toughest test would be in the finals against the Warriors. Like every other team, they just couldn't handle the Warriors for a full series. A great run to the finals, and surely they'll want to return there this season. That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Into the lineup, Holiday with the 3. That's good. Holiday's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. LeBron James on the wing. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Holiday taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
And that concludes the first half. Cavaliers lead by 8. The second half about to start here in just a few moments. You gotta like what Iman Shumpert has done in this game.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
The second half just about to get going here. You gotta like what Iman Shumpert has done in this game.
And the approach in that first half was an aggressive one. Take it to the teeth of the defense, put them on the heels, and you're either going to score or get to the line.
And mostly he's been getting to the line, guys. I mean, he has the free throw total to show for it, as well as the bumps and bruises.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Cleveland, Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but they had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
That drops.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Rose with the ball. No one near him. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And guys, isn't it great to see a player who works that hard on the glass at both ends?
Well said, G. That's the way he has built, his reputation. Clark grinding away, 100% effort all the time.
And Kevin, all that effort pays off. How many of those spectacular putback jams do we see from this guy? A bunch.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Bulls trail by 15. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Dunleavy's got 5 points so far. Irving with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. And Smith gets double teamed. Here's Thompson. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Jacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Clark
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
Yes, sir.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Dunleavy for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
Even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
And the dunk by James.
And all of a sudden, you can see the confidence overflowing offensively.
Getting everything to drop and at an ideal time. I mean, they're poised for a terrific crunch time run here.
Butler on the wing. Covered by Smith. No good. Cleveland with the ball. They're on a 15-4 run right now. Irving dishes to Thompson. From deep. Love kicks to Smith. Irving against Rose. Irving passes to Smith. It's stolen by Dunleavy. Butler with the ball. He's picked up by Irving. And Butler, here we go. From the high post. And that one comes up a bit short.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Innovation and improvisation right there, Greg. Finding a way to get that shot to fall after taking the contact.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Rose. Here's Brooks. And he banks in the layup. Brooks has got his first points of the game.
The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
The drive by James. Noah with the block. And they're able to recover. They set the screen. Shot clock at 5. Fry dishes to Dellavedova. That's good from 17 feet away. Dellavedova's got 7 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assist. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Butler with the steal. Here's Noah. No good. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Cavaliers ahead, just dominating this one. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The Cavaliers leading by 21. We've got Derrick Rose. Noah is up there with Portis. Then there's Nikola Mirotic. And it's Holiday in the two-guard spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Smith with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. The drive by Shumpert. That's tipped. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And here's Rose outside. They get it back. Here's Holiday. It's stolen. All by himself. There's the lob to the hoop. Taken away by Holiday. Pass to Rose. That doesn't go either for Rose.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
It's taken away by Smith. Kicks it out to Love. He feeds it to Smith. Thompson outside. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. There's the 3. 6 to shoot. Smith outside. Smith missing again. Chicago's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Here's Dellavedova. Inside. Smith kicks to Thompson. The feed now to Love. Shoots from 14. Stolen by Rose. Portis, the pass to Noah. Here's Portis. It's tipped. It's stolen by Iman Shumpert. Love kicks to Shumpert. And he jams it with authority.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
The Cavaliers have gone just 33% from the field in the 4th quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Nice shot by Smith.
And that tells you a lot about why the score is where it is. Lazy defense.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. So for the Bulls, Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Etuan Moore comes in for Mirotic. And Brooks subbed in for Rose. And then for Cleveland, Mozgov, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson. Fry comes in for Kevin Love. And Jefferson subbed in for Smith. Cleveland's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the 4th. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on Timothy Mozgov. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bulls making a change here. McDermott's checked in. Here's Portis. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne. That's his first personal. Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
Looked to me like just a frustration foul. It really kind of sums up the game they're having in general.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Portis. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Cleveland.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
McDermott. Mozgov grabs the board.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Cleveland.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Irving. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
That's a 2 from Dellavedova. Out to Shumpert. And it's E'Twaun Moore with the foul. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. First one falls for him. Chicago was as strong as they would have hoped for last season at home in the United Center. A lot of big wins for him here.
Yeah, and despite all the injuries, they go 27-14 at home, and that helped to assure them at home court in the first round of the playoffs.
Portis, he's checked in for the Bulls. A big group substitution here for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. Love comes in for Channing Frye. LeBron's checked in for Richard Jefferson. And Kyrie Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. That's good from Love.
Kevin Love taking 2 shots.
And so he hits both. Chicago with the ball. Moore with it. He's picked up by Irving. Here's McDermott. And that's an air ball. Not even close. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Eight seconds left in the fourth quarter. Three-pointer, Brooks. And the shot is good. From deep. Misses the shot. And so it's Cleveland.